in this election, a red wave sweep across the country. We've been watching it. More than 90% of counties shifted in favor of Trump, improving from 2020. Now, he was also able to flip counties that haven't been red in decades and increase support in key demographics. And that leaves many Democrats wondering where the future of their party stands, including former presidential candidate Marianne Williamson, giving them some tough criticism, calling on the Democratic elite to resign in a piece that she wrote for the Free Press. And let's bring in Marianne now. We can't wait to talk to you. Thanks for joining us. Before we get to your article, what do you make of President Biden's meeting with the president-elect? What do you expect?
It's a good thing. Yeah. It's a major tradition in American politics and core to that peaceful transfer of power that we need desperately, that we didn't have 4 years ago. So it's great. It's important that they speak.
You know, you've had some strong words for your party, saying that some Democrats can't read the room and need to step down immediately. So I'm just curious, who are you referring to?
Well, first of all, when I said they should resign, that's out of context. They should resign their position of leadership. They should resign their paternalism. They should resign their condescending attitude. I actually think that they have an important role to play in demonstrating a change in attitude on the part of the Democratic Party leadership. So I was not saying that, you know, they should, many of them, there's no official position to resign. But this idea that there is an elite group politically, in terms of the media, in terms of the donor class and so forth. It's something that has to change in their heads that then is demonstrated to the American people.
Yeah, we're taking a look at this article. You know, the Democratic elite should resign is the headline. People are feeling hopeless out in America now. And you write, in my opinion, Donald Trump offers false hope. He'll name a pain, but he will not name a policy that's going to fix it. But people will take false hope over no hope. So a lot of people seizing on that today, Marianne, and taking a look at that. And that's some of the wording that we're referencing. You know, and even former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi spoke to the New York Times, suggesting that President Biden should have dropped out of the race sooner. Let's take a listen here, and I want to get your take.
But let me just say this. We're only a couple of days since the election. There'll be many reviews of timing and the who, what, when, and why, and where as we go forward. And books will be written about it. The fact is, she did a great job with the time constraint that she had. Had the president gotten out sooner, there may have been other candidates in the race. Kamala, I think, still would have won, but she may have been stronger, having taken her case to the public sooner.
So, okay, many people are asking and wondering if she is missing the point of what critics within the Democratic Party are saying. What do you think?
She's taking the exact wrong tack. Justification and blame. Justification and blame is not what's needed here. It's a continuation of the mentality that got us into this mess. It is not the mentality that will get us out. What the American people need to see is contrition. What the American people need to see is an acknowledgement that something deep went wrong, and they need to listen to the American people, and the American people need to hear some humility. If I was in charge, this is what I would do. There should be a speaking tour with some of the top Democrats, perhaps Pelosi herself. And the three words that should be core to this are honor, humility, and economics. The American people are so used to getting emails in our inbox from the Democratic Party saying what the party needs from the people. The party needs to say to these groups, what do you need from us? They also need to say in the speaking tour, we recognize we got it wrong. What did we not hear from you? Please tell us what we're not hearing. And then the third thing needs to be economics. What are your economic needs that you feel we are not serving? That is what the Democratic leadership needs to do to regain the trust and the emotional and psychological connection with people that is core to the gaining of political power.
That's really interesting. Oh, and what about the Democrats that might be getting groomed at this point, or that are being eyed for moving forward? Because everybody's now taking a deep breath and taking it in of what just happened. But moving forward, who do you see on the table, so to speak, who might be getting groomed for the next round?
Well, the same olds are the people that we all know. I don't have anything new to add to that. My point is not about the who. My point is about the what. Because if the people who are thinking of running in 28 only continue this level of we know, you don't know, we need you to come be here for us, and an undertending to the traditional political base of the Democratic Party, then it doesn't even matter who. The Democratic Party needs to reclaim the traditional values of the Democratic Party, starting with taking corporate cash back in the 70s, corporate consulting groups who are themselves conflicted, I think, operatives who don't really care. There are so many ways in which the corporatization of the party has peripheralized that which used to be the power of the party, and that is that the working people of the United States knew that the Democratic Party is there for me. You know, when Franklin Roosevelt died, there was a famous picture of a man who was standing watching the train, his funeral train, go by, and the man was crying. And a journalist said to the man, "What, did you know the president?" And he said, "No, but the president knew me." The Democratic Party apparently doesn't know those people in East Palestine, Ohio, or the president would have shown up. They don't come across like they know. They come across like they're in an ivory tower, and they look to the people that they should be serving as ways that those people can serve them by showing up on election day. The days of that delusion need to be over, and a new chapter needs to begin, and it will come from the things I said.
All right. Well, is the new chapter, is any way, are you in there? Are you thinking about jumping back in?
I'm thinking of today. I'm thinking of the things that need to happen before any Democrat's going to have a chance of winning big. I'm thinking about 2026. I'm thinking about the needs of every American citizen who leans in the direction of the traditional Democratic Party and what it will take for us to reclaim the soul of the Democratic Party so that we can reclaim power in the United States.
All right. Democratic former presidential candidate Marianne Williamson, we want to thank you very much for sharing your perspective today. Great to have you on. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right.